sitting in fourth. It's the Seahawks and the Chargers, just ahead on EA Sports.
From the NFL's newest and the world's most expensive stadium, state-of-the-art SoFi here in Inglewood, California. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Up here in the booth, I'm Kate Scotts alongside Brock Heward. And Brock, now that we're into the November portion of our season, we've got a pretty good picture of who both of these teams, at least who we expect these teams to be from here on out.
Yeah, no question about it, kid. They're through the opening rounds if this is a boxing match, right? In this season-long fight. Early issues been worked through, or at least you hope so. And this is where they have to be in that groove as we push through the heart of the season. Any team with hopes beyond Week 18, they got to be figured out. Got to figure out who they are and what they are right now. Their biggest strengths and their most glaring weaknesses.
We've reached the halfway mark of the regular season. A lot of work left to do as we're away in Week 9. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So out come the Seahawks for their first offensive possession. And it'll be their second-year quarterback who's bringing them out.
That's a loss last week, Kate, that he wears. He's worn it all week long, and I know he isn't the only guy out there. There's 11 on the side on every play. A couple of interceptions. He's going to hold himself accountable. A lot of work's gone into making sure this week's game is an improvement on that.
First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Stopped by Deion Henley. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Second down now, 7 to go. Staying with Walker. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Junior Colson bringing an end to that play. That's going to be a gain of 6, and they need only inches now here on third down. Running with Walker again. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Play action on first down. That's a catch. Jackson Smith-Njigba. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Here's a throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
He gets it complete to Kenneth Walker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion. It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Cape, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
He's got it. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow. I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. That's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. This return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So now out comes the Charger offense for their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by someone known for putting up numbers since he entered the league back in 2020, the Oregon product, Justin Herbert.
You know, Kate, sometimes they say great quarterbacks are like great point guards. And much like we measure point guards in basketball with the assist-to-turnover ratio, and you love a 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio that will win you ball games, same with quarterbacking. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, big old win last week.
We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Shotgun snap to Herbert. He's got Quentin Johnson complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it brings up an LA first down.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now an inside handoff to Dobbins. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Well, as we see the names populating this injury report, partner, we recognize they've had to do some adjusting over the course of the season as key contributors have gone down.
And this, right here, this is where fan favorites and surprise superstars are born, Kate. From guys having to step in as a result of these injuries. You never root for players to miss time and go down, but you'll always root for the guys filling in, who are getting their shot to make their name and contribute when it really matters.
3rd down run by Dobbins. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
So on 4th down, here's J.K. Scott on to punt it away for the Chargers. Surprisingly had to punt 5 times in last week's win, and he sends this away. The Seahawks are headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker. And he's been carrying a great campaign now into the heart of this season. He's hitting top 5 in rushing yardage. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. He's loaded another one up. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing from the gun. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running for it. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Walker on 1st down. And that carry gets him up to the 44 on a solid gain. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5. Throwing off the play fake here. Pass complete to Walker. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Tuli Pulotu in for the tackle. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. They'll try and throw it here. Completed over the middle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. This is reeled in by Joshua Palmer. And he's going to be touched down about 3 yards shy of the marker. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
At the 16-yard line.
On the play fake, it's Herbert. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Ernest Jones with the pick. And the Seahawks will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season. Oh, there he was. A step away from making the post-game highlights you see on the news from going viral. Couldn't convert the interception into points.
It sure wasn't for lack of effort, though, and nobody in this stadium wanted to touch the pay dirt more than that returner. He did all he could do.
He did.
Sometimes you're just an agonizing step or 2 away from that kind of glory.
Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's 1st and goal. Toss play. This is Walker. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through 1 quarter. Just a field goal separates these two. We're back to SoFi right after this. Back now for the 2nd quarter, and the Seahawks, they have got to look towards the end zone. Shotgun now on 3rd down. That one's incomplete in the end zone. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that brings up 4th and goal. Tyler Bass on now for the field goal try. This is a chip shot from the left hash. Amendola able to put it through. And that one was beautifully struck. It goes right down the middle.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good than get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Darius Davis to return it. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Chargers are being led back out on offense by Justin Herbert here. And we're getting a look at the leaders in passing touchdowns this season here, where you will find his name among the top 5 right now in the NFL. Herbert on 1st down. Finds him over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
The Chargers lined up in punt formation. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And he's brought officially a 55-yard launch. And it'll be Seahawks football. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Walker now from the gun. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
And he has enough room to gain about 4. Following the run, we see he's still out there dealing with some sort of injury. They'll head out to check on him. Second and 6 coming up here. They'll run here. It's Zach Moss who gets it. And he's tackled for a short gain. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. Looking to the air here. That's caught for the first. And they make the tackle at the 38. 16 yards on the play. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
On first down, it's Moss. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. They go play action here. Taken in by Noah Fant. And he's out of bounds just inside the red zone. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs. They're now set for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Short pass brought in. And they make this stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainers heading out to take a look. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They toss left to Moss. And he'll pick up a little down to the 12-yard line. The rookie out of UCLA in on the stop. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Trying to run for this with Moss. And he drives this forward to the 6. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those.
And they take it across the goal line. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks go up by 12. Wow, Brock, hard to imagine a more effective play in their entire playbook for that particular spot right there.
You know, you get in this red zone, Kate, you want the ball in the hands of the guys you do trust the most to score. In a lot of cases, well, you trust your quarterback, and all he did was add to that trust.
Extra point up and good for Bass. And the Seahawks bump the lead up to 13 points. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Out comes the offense now for the Chargers. They trail 13-0 here as they go in search of their opening score. First and 10, Herbert. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. This one misses the tight end. And it's going to be 2nd down. Straight ahead, here's Dobbins. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. Drive in dire straits, it's 3rd and 9. To throw, Herbert. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there.
Man, that ball looked good out of his hands. It just couldn't get through the defense cleanly. Somebody tips it away and saves a potential completion.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Punt meets him at the 28. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And it'll be their football. Ball at the 33 for first down. The drive starts with a run by Moss. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They're throwing it. Metcalf's got it, complete. And he'll get it up to the 44. They get an even 10 on that play. And it sets up Seattle with first down. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's going to keep it this time. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Running it after the penalty. Oh, what a stiff arm. 2 yards on the run, but a tough spot upcoming. We've got 3rd and 12. Back to throw now. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And this one does not go far.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
Michael Dixon on the punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. Brings it in at the 12. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And the Chargers are going to take over deep in their own territory. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Beginning on the ground here with Dobbins. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
A quick slant. Here's McConkey. Decent gain here, but short of the first. 3rd and just 2 to go. Play action now for Herbert. Caught, nice game left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They strike for 23 yards. And the Chargers will have a first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
We're at the 2-minute warning now from SoFi. The Chargers with some work to do, trailing in this game. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Herbert from the gun. He finds McConkey. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it brings up an LA first down.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Herbert throwing again. To his back, J.K. Dobbins. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Let's see what they went with on third down. From the pistol, it's Herbert. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
It's no good. It had the leg, but his aim wide right. And that'll keep the deficit at 13.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Throwing it to start this drive. Has him on the quick hitter. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Stopped by Deion Henley. Second and 6 coming up here. He's going to throw this one. Completes it to his running back, Zach Moss. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. Short yardage situation here. It's third. He'll throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And he goes down a little short of the 40. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it. They'll throw it again. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Now Seattle going to call it second timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 36. That pass complete to Moss. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Stopped by Deion Henley. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. So on third down, they're going to go ahead and bring him out to try and get 3 here before the half. This is a 50-yard look from the right hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that will add to their score.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
One last play before the break.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
One final shot before halftime. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. So we've reached halftime, and the difference of full 2 possessions, 16 points. Now we'll jump from the West Coast to the East Coast, down to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman standing by with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll start by heading out west to Glendale, Arizona. And it's the Cardinals who are out in front as that game draws closer to halftime. Marvin Harrison Jr., a touchdown reception. From there, we head east to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Jamar Chase, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And they were winners in their ball game as they were able to handle the visiting New York Jets. Anthony Richardson, excellent in the victory as his guys up their record to 7-2 now on the year. These two teams heading out of the tunnel. We're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott.
Now he's Dixon to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Davis. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Los Angeles getting its offense set to go to begin the third. Their defense has really kept them in this game. Now it's time for this offense to start putting up some points. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Brought down by Reek Woolen. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 31-yard line.
They go play action. Here's Herbert. Into traffic. Complete. He gets it ahead. Winds up with about 3. Brought down on the play by Uchenna Nwosu. 3rd and just 2 to go.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Going for the first with Dobbins. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Completed over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 44.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3. Hauled in left side. We're working a couple of yards past the line. Brought down on the play by Uchenna Nwosu. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. A toss running right, Dobbins. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Now, you'd sure love to see a little more yardage when you get into the open field, but this offense will take a new set of downs with that toss run.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Herbert on 1st down. This ball's caught by Palmer. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Chargers will have a 1st.
Chargers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
Herbert now, blitz coming. Gets it to him on the screen. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it brings up an LA 1st down. Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line.
All start.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. They'll run here following the penalty. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Leonard Williams applying the hit there. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 15 at the Seahawks 33-yard line.
Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
That throw finds Johnston. And he's brought down for a loss.
I'll tell you, that is a humbling moment to see a completed 3rd down pass actually go backwards instead of towards the sticks.
The Chargers sending out Dicker the kicker to add 3 to the board. From the right hash, this is going to be a 51-yarder. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that drops the deficit down to 13.
Here in the 3rd quarter, he gets a chance to make up for the miss on his first attempt of the game. This time, well, he is totally dialed in, and he gets this one to count.
Return starts at the 9. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Seahawks headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Moss with the run to start this third quarter. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Right back to Moss now. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet. If you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Defender runs right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. Nice return there, 15 yards gain. And the Chargers take possession. First down, ball at the 36. Running left, it's Dobbins. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, for pitchers, you'll hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high-percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap to Herbert. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception with just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Starting the drive with a give to Moss. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, it came at the perfect time.
And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. The Chargers into a nickel set, 3rd down. They'll throw it. Moss hauls it in. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Fields this clean at the 30. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And they're going to take over possession. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Finds him over the middle. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
At the 39-yard line.
From the 39. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
I think everybody on the offense was already thinking about the next play to run as they watched that short little throw to the tight end. You really don't expect to see many of those gimmies dropped.
Herbert now to throw on 3rd. That's caught for the first. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Chargers will have a first.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They'll run on first down with Dobbins. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Now an inside handoff to Dobbins. And his charge towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
You know, they got like that. It just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. This is the end of the third quarter. The Chargers have the ball, and they're going to need to score. They come in trailing. And the Seahawks adding an extra DB here. Third down coming. Herbert from the gun. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Couldn't connect with Ladd McConkey. And now they're staring at 4th and long. They'll send out the punting unit. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Fair catch, hauled in at the 18-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Seahawks drive is going to start from deep in their own territory. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Up the gut, they go with Moss. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. From the 24. It's caught Metcalf. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
He's got him. That's Moss. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 37. Connects on the crosser. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks have likely locked up the win right there. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
They'll try to run it in. And he's into the end zone. That play adds a couple more to their lead. Defense perhaps a little too worried about the pass there, partner, and as a result, they're able to run it in for 2.
It really becomes a numbers game down here. And you see a lot of teams employ this, right? If there's numbers there against the pass, we're going to be committed to running. If they stack the box, we got to be willing to throw it. In this case, it was a numbers advantage and the simplest path for 2 points.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Davis. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Possession switching back to the LA offense as they head out. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass.
He's counting his lucky stars. That one isn't headed the other way right now. That is not the time to challenge double coverage.
2nd and 10 now. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Back to throw. Here's Herbert. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now Herbert again. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
It's Herbert once more. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
That's cut beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. The 4th down conversion. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. Now they're going to have to buckle down.
Breaks through, and he might break away. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Not sure if it was a missed assignment on the line, a dominant play on his part, or maybe a little bit of both, Kate, but look at those dudes down there defensively. Man, they are fired up after that stick behind the line.
Defense too much. The Seahawks drag him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Well, looks like the defense got a little too excited there. That's going to be a penalty.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still 3rd down.
Even with the assist from that defense, still 3rd down here. Throwing now, Herbert. He has the 1st over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Herbert to throw once more. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
Boy, take a look at that. Look at him locking down his area of the end zone. They can bring it in close enough to take shots, but there are no easy touchdowns.
Desperation time here on fourth. Chased out to his right. And he will score. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers get it back to within 2 possessions. Justin Herbert with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The Seahawks offense taking the field now. And they're already up by 2 scores, Brock, but another one here would really put this one out of reach. Play action on first down. Connection made to Smith and Jigba. Down to the 10. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba with a touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That one splits the uprights. And the Seahawks stretch their lead to 21. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Davis. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Chargers offense getting set to take over. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Now, hang on. Looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. 2nd and 6 coming up here. To throw, Herbert. Finds his fullback. And he'll go down, it will say right at the 39-yard line.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Short pass brought in. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And the Chargers will have a first. Herbert throwing again. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game. You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
On third down, Herbert. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up fourth down.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Sometimes a quarterback gets so focused on coverage down the field, you lose sight of those linemen right in front of you. On that occasion, he throws it right to the D lineman. Easy to get the paw up and swat away a potential first down.
The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Staying with Walker. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Chargers territory. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3. Running with Walker again. And this one doesn't go far. It's a gain of only 1 yard. That's going to leave him with a 4th and 2.
It's now 4th down.
Seahawks bring it out the punt team. Michael Dixon will kick it away. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. The Chargers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. And that's knocked away. The linebacker got him in the middle of the field, incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
Back to the air, Herbert. Completed over the middle. And he'll only get 3 here as we've reached the 2-minute warning. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Herbert from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well, I know some old-school coaches, maybe some former NFL quarterbacks who would have this guy running stairs after that drop, partner. Hit or no hit. That was a catch there that would have meant a first down.
Yeah, that's why that's old school, okay, Kate? The new school coaches and quarterbacks know how hard it is in this league with the contact. Know how valuable those contested catches are. Credit the defense for making the play on that one.
So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The Seahawk offense ready to get going once again. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Walker gets the pitch. And he's able to push forward to the 25. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
It's the pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Walker now from the gun. And they make the play at the 23. A gain of only a little. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Handoff to Walker from the gun. Gets to space right side. And they take it across the goal line. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks put up even more points in a win. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Bass gets the extra point to go. And the Seahawks grow their lead yet again.
Chargers 10.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away.
Kickoff for Seattle.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Charger offense making its way to the field. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. 1st and 10, Herbert. He finds McConkey. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. One play in, and already they're close to midfield.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
1st and 10, here's Herbert. Completed here to Johnston. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up. So it's a win for the Seahawks. And just a week after being soundly defeated, they're back out there playing a much better brand of football. Short memories prevail, Brock, as they move past that loss and get back to some winning football. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Seahawks winners as we say goodbye from Los Angeles.